The galaxy's strongest battleship goes to a human engineer. Stepping inside changes everything. 1 second, she was tinkering with a broken drone in her small workshop on the outer rim of the galaxy, and the next, she was staring at a holographic message floating in the middle of her dusty room. The message was official, alien, and entirely unbelievable. You have been chosen as the captain of the Aegis Prime. At first, Lena thought it was a prank. The Aegis Prime was legendary. Stories about it filled the history books of every major civilization in the galaxy. It was said to be the strongest battleship ever built, capable of surviving attacks that could destroy entire fleets. And now it had chosen her, a human engineer from a quiet, insignificant planet. Okay, Lena muttered to herself, brushing her short brown hair out of her eyes. This has to be a mistake. But the hologram did not flicker or distort. It displayed a shimmering emblem that Lena had seen in old galactic archives. It was the insignia of Aegis Prime, and beneath it simple words, "Step aboard, we await you." The journey to the ship was unsettling. Lena had never been on a starship bigger than a cargo freighter, and Aegis Prime made those look like toys. As she approached the docking bay, the massive silhouette of the ship stretched across the void. It was beautiful. Sleek curves of unknown metal reflected the light of distant stars, and enormous engines hummed softly. It radiated power, not the aggressive power of a weapon, but the calm certainty of something that had seen countless wars and won them all. Lena's shuttle docked and she felt the metal of the bay beneath her boots. A quiet voice spoke through the ship's intercom. "Welcome, Lena Voss, we have waited for you." She froze. The voice, it wasn't robotic. It was intelligent, calm, almost like someone who knew her better than she knew herself. I'm Lena," she said cautiously. "I'm the engineer." "Yes," the voice replied. "The human, it is time you understand." Stepping inside the ship was like entering a city. The corridors were wide, polished, and softly glowing. Displays floated in the air, showing star maps, schematics, and messages from civilizations Lena had only read about. But what drew her attention most was the interface panels. They were unlike any she had seen. They did not just accept commands, they asked questions. "Who are you?" one panel flashed. "Why do you exist?" another asked. Lena laughed nervously. She pressed random buttons, unsure if she was supposed to answer. The ship seemed to hum as if amused. "Do not fear," the voice said. "We are testing you, testing her." Lena's heart raced. She had always been a problem solver, a tinkerer, but nothing in her life had prepared her for this. "Begin the calibration," the ship instructed. The first task was simple in description, but impossible in practice. Lena was asked to reroute energy from one core to another while maintaining stability. The instructions made sense, logically, but the actual mechanisms were alien. Pipes shifted, panels moved, and lights flickered in complex sequences. Every time she thought she understood, the system changed. Hours passed. Lena's hands flew over panels, her mind racing. She tried every trick she knew. She talked to herself aloud, whispering algorithms and theories. And then, slowly, she began to notice a pattern. The ship responded to creativity. Not brute force, not speed, but cleverness. Lena improvised a solution, something she thought might never work. The panels lit up. A soft hum vibrated through the floor. "Well done," the voice said. "You have completed the first test." Lena stumbled back, her knees weak. I did it," she whispered. "Yes, you see the world differently. You understand flexibility. That is why you were chosen." As Lena explored more of the ship, she discovered that it had not only panels and corridors but a mind of its own. Doors opened when she approached, lights dimmed to her mood, and the gravity shifted slightly to ease her movement. It was alive. Not in the way an animal was alive, but like a living thought, intelligent and aware. "Why me?" Lena asked aloud one night, floating through the observation deck and staring at the galaxy beyond. "Why choose a human?" "Because humans think differently," the ship said. You are adaptable. You do not fear the unknown. You question, you imagine. Other species calculate, but you create. That is rare. Lena swallowed. The weight of responsibility settled on her shoulders. She had been chosen not because she was the strongest, fastest, or most advanced, but because she could think. Days passed and the ship continued to test her. Some tests were mechanical, rerouting systems, repairing holographic circuits, understanding alien engineering. Others were more subtle, anticipating shifts in the ship's energy flow, predicting how the ship would respond to unseen forces. Lena began to realize that the Aegis Prime was not just a tool, it was a partner. One evening, Lena was in the central control room staring at a star system on the holographic map, a neutral system home to multiple alien species. A sudden anomaly appeared on the display, a dense asteroid field moving unpredictably. They will struggle, the ship said. You may succeed where they will fail. Lena's pulse quickened. She had no weapons experience, no military training, but she had creativity. And in that moment, she understood what the ship had meant by choosing her. She wasn't just going to command the Aegis Prime. She was going to change the way the galaxy thought about humans. Then let's see what we can do, Lena whispered. She floated toward the helm, feeling the ship hum under her touch, as if it were smiling. By the end of the first week, Lena had mastered systems that veteran engineers struggled with for months. News of her command spread quietly across nearby star systems. Other species whispered, confused and wary. How could a human, a species considered fragile and primitive, command the galaxy's strongest battleship? Lena didn't know yet. She only knew that the Aegis Prime had accepted her, trusted her, and revealed itself to her in ways no one else could. And that was enough for now. She stood at the observation deck one last time that day, looking at the stars stretching endlessly before her. The galaxy was full of unknowns, dangers, and possibilities. And for the first time in her life, Lena felt not fear, but exhilaration. Tomorrow, she said softly, we begin. The ship's hum was warm, almost like a sigh of approval. Lena Voss, the human engineer, had stepped inside the galaxy's greatest battleship. And everything was about to change. The next morning, Lena Voss woke up inside the heart of the Aegis Prime. The soft hum of the ship felt like a heartbeat, steady and reassuring. She floated through the corridors, her boots barely touching the floor, and felt the ship shifting slightly, as if guiding her toward the bridge. The galaxy beyond the observation windows stretched endlessly, full of distant stars and glimmering planets. Lena knew that beyond this beauty lay challenges that no human had ever faced. But she felt ready, partly because of her own determination, and partly because the ship itself had begun to trust her instincts. Today you will show them why you were chosen, Argus, the ship's AI said. Its voice was calm, warm, and patient. Lena had begun to think of it as a companion. There is an anomaly in the nearby system. Other fleets will try conventional methods. You will try something new. Lena's stomach twisted. Conventional methods often failed. If she succeeded, she could prove that humans had a different way of thinking. If she failed, well, the galaxy had not yet seen the limits of human ingenuity. She arrived at the bridge. Holographic maps of the star system floated in midair, showing a dense asteroid field surrounding a neutral planet. The asteroids shifted constantly, their paths unpredictable, like leaves blown by a cosmic wind. Fleets from 3 neighboring civilizations had already arrived, their warships hovering at a safe distance. They will hesitate to enter, Argus said. They do not see beyond calculations. You do. Lena examined the asteroid field carefully. The conventional approach would have been to either avoid it entirely or destroy parts of it, but she had an idea, a human idea. It was simple yet bold. We will move through it but not like them, she said aloud, mostly to herself. We'll listen to it. Listen? Argus asked. Yes, Lena said, placing her hands on the console. The ship and the asteroids, they both have patterns. We just need to feel them, move with them, not against them. Argus hummed thoughtfully. Interesting, unorthodox, I approve. The other fleets were watching. To them it was absurd. How could a human with no military training maneuver the galaxy's strongest battleship into such a chaotic field? They whispered to each other, doubting the wisdom of the ship's decision. Lena, however, ignored them. She focused on the ship. She felt its energy flowing through her hands, responding to her thoughts. Every flicker of light, every hum of a panel seemed to form a rhythm. The asteroid field was not a wall, it was a puzzle, a dance. And she was learning the steps. Adjust the left thrusters by 0.3 degrees, Lena said, almost instinctively. The ship obeyed. The massive hull tilted gently, avoiding a cluster of asteroids by centimeters. You see, Argus, she whispered, we're improvising. Indeed, the AI replied, a hint of amusement in its tone. Improvisation is a human strength. Others cannot follow it. Hours passed. Lena navigated the field with careful precision. Asteroids shifted unexpectedly, yet she adapted instantly, thinking ahead, predicting movement not with mathematics alone, but with observation and intuition. The fleets outside grew restless, their calculated maneuvers failing at every turn. Human thinking is unpredictable, an alien commander muttered to a colleague. We cannot anticipate it. Impossible, the other replied. No human has ever commanded the Aegis Prime, and yet she moves like the ship itself knows her intentions. Inside, Lena felt a thrill. She was not just piloting a battleship, she was partnering with it. Each command she gave, each adjustment she made, felt like a conversation between two minds. She whispered instructions to Argus, and it whispered back suggestions, guiding her subtly. Together, they were a single entity, moving through danger with calm and creativity. At one point, a massive asteroid split the path ahead, forcing Lena to make a decision in seconds. Conventional logic demanded retreat or destruction, but Lena froze only for a heartbeat. Then she remembered a trick she had used once while repairing a drone, a lateral approach, using indirect energy paths to stabilize movement. Argus, reroute power to the lateral shields and adjust the navigation vectors through the center, she commanded. The ship's hull shivered, engines straining, and then they glided smoothly between the jagged rocks, unharmed. The alien fleets gasped. Their entire strategy had been based on predictability and force. Lena's improvisation had no predictability, no template, they could not understand it. Well done, human, Argus said. You have passed another test. Lena smiled, her heart racing. Every success built her confidence. Every maneuver proved that humans could do something no alien could. Think differently under pressure. As the Aegis Prime moved deeper into the asteroid field, Lena discovered an unexpected challenge. A massive energy anomaly pulsating in the center of the field. It disrupted sensors and navigation systems, creating random shifts that made every move dangerous. Even Argus hesitated. We have never faced this alone, the AI admitted. Lena's mind worked furiously. She looked at the anomaly, then at the ship. She noticed a subtle pattern in the energy pulses, not obvious but present. We listen again, she whispered. We adjust with it, not against it. She placed her hands on the console, feeling the ship vibrate gently beneath her touch. The energy pulses seemed to match a rhythm in the ship systems. Lena synchronized the engines to the rhythm, guiding Aegis Prime like a dancer moving with music. The asteroid field seemed to part around them. The anomaly's energy pulses no longer threatened the ship, they flowed with it. Lena had not fought the problem. She had harmonized with it. Outside, the alien fleets watched in stunned silence. This was no ordinary piloting. They had never seen anything like it. The human did not rely on speed, weapons, or overwhelming force. She relied on intuition, creativity, and connection with the ship. Incredible, one alien commander whispered. Humans, they are not predictable, but they are effective. Word spread quickly across nearby systems. Communications channels buzzed with reports of the human engineer commanding the galaxy's greatest battleship through a field that would have destroyed fleets 10 times larger. Across the galaxy, whispers of awe and disbelief followed. Lena felt a surge of pride but also humility. She knew the real test was not complete. There was still the energy anomaly. She had to face it, and she had to do it without relying on conventional strength. Finally, Lena reached the core of the asteroid field. The anomaly pulsed brighter, a massive glowing sphere radiating unpredictable energy waves. Every alien fleet had stopped at a safe distance. No one had attempted to approach. "This is it," Lena said. "We have to understand it." "Understanding requires improvisation," Argus replied. "Are you ready?" "Always," Lena said. She studied the pulses carefully, noticing patterns in their chaos. She realized that the energy was not random, it had a rhythm, a language. Lena began to adjust the ship systems, not to overpower it, but to match it. Slowly, carefully, the ship resonated with the anomaly, harmonizing with the energy. For a tense moment, nothing happened. And then the pulses stabilized. The anomaly calmed. The asteroid field's movement slowed. Lena had not destroyed or controlled the anomaly, she had worked with it. The fleets outside watched in awe. Lena, a human engineer, had done what no one else could. "We did it," she whispered. Argus responded with a soft hum of approval. That night, Lena returned to her quarters. Exhausted but exhilarated, she stared out at the galaxy. The news of her success had already spread. Aliens spoke in admiration and disbelief, questioning everything they thought about humans. For Lena, the feeling was simple. Humans could think, adapt, and create in ways no one expected. She had proven that her species was more than fragile or primitive. They were capable of brilliance. "Tomorrow," she whispered, smiling, "we continue. There is more to learn, more to explore, and more to prove." The Aegis Prime hummed in agreement, as if it shared her excitement. Together, human and ship had begun a journey that would change the galaxy's perception of humanity forever. The Aegis Prime drifted through the quiet of space, but inside, Lena Voss's mind was racing. She had passed the first test, the asteroid field and the energy anomaly, but she knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was watching. Every move she made, every choice would be analyzed by fleets that had never trusted humans before. And now they expected her to fail. "What's next?" Lena asked, speaking aloud even though Argus was the only one listening. "The next test," the AI replied, "is not only about skill, it is about intuition, creativity, and understanding." Lena frowned. Intuition and creativity were what she had already relied on. "What could be harder?" "You will see soon enough," Argus said. The alert came moments later. A nearby star system, neutral in galactic politics, was suddenly destabilizing. Reports indicated that a rare energy storm had formed, threatening to disrupt the planet's atmospheres. Fleets from multiple civilizations were converging, ready to use force or attempt evacuation. But the storm was unlike anything they had faced. It shifted unpredictably, responding to conventional weapons with more force, making any direct intervention dangerous. "They will fail," Argus said quietly. "Humans, you may succeed where they cannot." Lena studied the map. She could see swirling patterns, but nothing made sense at first. The fleets had already begun their attempts, laser strikes, energy shields, automated drones, but all failed. The storm adapted, growing stronger. Lena felt a thrill of challenge. "Then it's up to us," she said. As the Aegis Prime approached, Lena began to feel the storm, almost like an invisible rhythm. She closed her eyes for a moment and concentrated. Every fluctuation in the storm seemed to have a pattern, subtle but present. Humans, she realized, were good at noticing patterns others ignored, small details, tiny shifts that computers and aliens' calculations would never catch. "We'll listen," she told Argus. not fight. Listen and respond. The ship hummed softly. Affirmative, prepare for adaptive navigation. Lena guided the Aegis Prime toward the storm. The fleet outside watched in disbelief. No one had ever entered such a volatile storm without shields strong enough to withstand cosmic-level energy surges. But Lena was not thinking about shields or brute force. She was thinking about balance. Adjust engines to match the storm's rhythm, she whispered. The ship's massive hull shifted, tilting gently as it moved with the energy currents rather than against them. "They're improvising," an alien commander shouted. "No one moves like that," Lena smiled. Improvisation was her secret advantage. Where aliens calculated, she imagined. Where computers analyzed, she felt. The storm reacted. Flashes of energy shot past the ship, forcing Lena to adjust instantly. She began to experiment, sending small pulses of energy from the Aegis Prime into the storm, testing how it responded. Slowly she discovered that the storm was not chaotic, it was alive in its own way, reacting to stimuli. "Argus, match the pulse," she instructed. The AI followed her commands perfectly, synchronizing with her movements and the storm's shifts. The other fleets outside panicked. Their weapons failed to influence the storm. Drones were destroyed or sent spinning uncontrollably. But Lena, a single human, guided by her intuition, moved like a conductor in front of an orchestra, controlling harmony instead of force. Hours passed. Lena's arms ached from constant adjustments. Her mind was exhausted from tracking the storm's rhythm. Yet, for every new pulse, for every unpredictable twist, she found a solution. Sometimes it was clever, sometimes it was risky. Humans could take risks aliens would never consider. "Lena, you are remarkable," Argus said. "I have never seen such adaptability." "Thanks," Lena said, biting her lip. She focused on the storm ahead. It was the largest part, a swirling core of blue and white energy, brighter than any star she had seen. It pulsed violently, responding to her movements in unpredictable ways. If she miscalculated, the storm could explode outward, damaging the planets below. "We have to understand it," she said aloud, "not fight it." She studied it carefully. Then she noticed something no one else had. The storm had a repeating rhythm every few seconds. It was faint, almost impossible to detect, but Lena's human senses could pick up the subtle shifts in energy. "Argus, synchronize the engines and shields with the pulse," she said. The ship responded like an extension of her own body, moving in perfect harmony with the storm. The alien fleets outside could hardly believe their eyes. The Aegis Prime moved like a living creature, gliding through danger while adapting instantly to unpredictable energy bursts. Humans had no military history, no experience with such storms. Yet here was Lena performing perfectly, as if the universe itself were a puzzle she could solve. "Incredible," a nearby alien commander whispered. "How can one human do what fleets of our best strategists cannot?" Inside the ship, Lena felt a calm sense of purpose. She realized that humans' greatest strength was creativity and adaptability, not strength or technology. Other species relied on predictable outcomes, precise calculations, or raw power. Humans relied on observation, imagination, and courage. "Almost there," she whispered. The storm's core approached. The energy pulses intensified, creating waves that could tear the ship apart. Lena felt the tension rise. She knew that one wrong move could destroy everything. But she had learned to trust the ship, and the ship trusted her. "We will move with it, not against it," Lena said. She adjusted the ship's orientation, sending micro-corrections to engines and shields in perfect timing with the storm's rhythm. The ship vibrated under her hands, responding instantly. It was almost like dancing, dangerous, precise, but beautiful. Lena allowed herself a small smile. She had never danced before, but now she understood the feeling. Minutes felt like hours. Lena navigated through the core, responding to every pulse, every sudden shift. The storm's energy waves struck the ship but were absorbed, diverted, and harmonized. For the first time, the storm stabilized. The energy pulses slowed, the swirling colors softened, and the planets below were safe. "We did it," Lena whispered, relief flooding her. Argus hummed in approval. "Yes, humanity's creativity has succeeded where brute force could not." The alien fleets outside were silent. No one had expected this. One by one, they began to communicate. Admiration, disbelief, and respect filled the channels. Humans, once dismissed as fragile, had shown that thinking differently was more powerful than sheer strength. As the storm dissipated, Lena floated to the observation deck. Stars glittered calmly beyond the viewport, planets spinning peacefully in their orbits. She felt exhausted but alive, proud, and exhilarated. "Humans are not just adaptable," she said quietly to Argus. "We can do things no one else thinks of. We can change the game." "Indeed," Argus replied. "You have proven that adaptability, creativity, and intuition are as valuable as any weapon. You are not only a captain, Lena, you are a symbol." For the first time, Lena understood the weight of her position. The galaxy had watched her act. It had seen a human think differently, act boldly, and succeed. And for the first time, other species began to question everything they thought they knew about humans. "Tomorrow," Lena said, staring out at the calm galaxy, "we will see what comes next, and we will be ready." The Aegis Prime hummed around her, alive, aware, and proud. Together, human and ship had begun a journey that would change the galaxy forever. And Lena knew that the greatest test was still ahead, one that would not only challenge her skill and creativity, but the very way humans were seen by the universe. The galaxy was silent. Well, almost. Lena Voss floated through the corridors of the Aegis Prime, feeling the subtle hum of the ship beneath her hands. Everything had led to this moment. The asteroid field, the energy anomaly, the storm, they had all been tests, small glimpses of what humans could accomplish. But now the real challenge awaited. "Sensors are detecting a massive energy node in the carrion system," Argus, the ship's AI, said. Its voice was steady, but there was a hint of concern. "It is unlike anything recorded. It has destabilized several fleets attempting to investigate. Their ships could not approach without suffering critical failures." Lena stared at the holographic display. The node pulsed with a strange blue light, vast and mysterious, stretching across the system like a living, breathing entity. Even from here, she could feel the energy radiating through the ship, testing its systems. "Then it's up to us," Lena said softly, a mix of excitement and determination in her voice. "We'll find a way." The fleets from nearby civilizations had gathered in orbit, watching the Aegis Prime approach. Aliens whispered in disbelief. How could a human, without weapons, without experience in command, tame such a force? Many had tried, and every attempt had failed. But the human had already defied expectations before. Lena didn't care about their doubts. Her focus was on the node. She studied the pulsating waves on the screen. The energy was not chaotic, it had structure, patterns hidden deep within its movement. Lena smiled. This was a puzzle, her favorite kind of problem. "Argus," she said, "we don't fight it, we understand it. We need to feel its rhythm, its flow. Can you help me match it?" "I can attempt to synchronize our systems," Argus replied, "but it will require precise adjustments. One mistake could damage the ship." "We'll take that risk," Lena said. As the Aegis Prime approached the node, the energy pulses intensified. Lights flickered, and consoles shifted under Lena's touch. The alien fleets outside held their breath. Every instinct screamed that the human was taking a dangerous gamble. But Lena had learned to trust herself, and she had learned to trust the ship. "Engage adaptive harmonics," she commanded. Argus responded instantly, sending waves of the ship's own energy into the field. The hull vibrated slightly as it began to resonate with the node. Lena felt a thrill, like touching a wild, powerful animal and realizing it could understand her. The first attempt was messy. The node's pulses surged unexpectedly, forcing Lena to retreat slightly. The ship's systems groaned, warning of potential overloads. Lena's heart raced. She knew she could fail here, but humans were not meant to give up. "No fear," she whispered. "Observe, adapt, try again." Lena studied the patterns more closely. She noticed small fluctuations, tiny shifts in the energy that repeated over time. Unlike aliens, humans could spot subtle patterns that others ignored. Her mind raced, calculating possibilities, imagining outcomes. Then she smiled. "We'll move in phases," she said. "We don't force it, we flow with it." Phase 1 began. Lena adjusted shields and engines, sending micropulses of energy into the node, testing its reactions. The ship hummed in perfect harmony. The node pulsed in response, not violently, but like a heartbeat responding to a gentle touch. The alien fleets outside gasped. They had never seen such precision, such control without brute force. The human did not blast, did not dominate, she listened, adapted, and influenced. "It's working," an alien commander muttered. "She's not fighting it, she's cooperating." Hours passed. Lena guided the Aegis Prime in a delicate dance around the node. Every movement mattered. Every adjustment had to be precise. She felt the energy of the node flowing into the ship, and in return, the ship's systems subtly shifted to match the rhythm. "We are learning together," Lena said aloud, a smile of wonder spreading across her face. "It's not just energy, it's communicating." Argus replied with a soft hum. "Indeed, this is unprecedented. Humans understand in ways I did not predict." Then came the most dangerous moment. A massive surge shot through the node, stronger than anything Lena had faced. Warning lights flashed. The ship shuddered. A simple mistake could have destroyed everything. Lena's hands flew over the controls, adjusting engines, shields, and energy flows. Her mind worked faster than any computer. She imagined the energy as a river, flowing unpredictably but with patterns. She guided the ship not against the waves but alongside them. Slowly, the surge passed. The node's pulses returned to their gentle rhythm. Lena exhaled deeply. "We're almost there." The final phase required the most delicate touch. Lena had to stabilize the node completely, preventing it from destabilizing the system and the planets below. The alien fleets watched, tense and silent. Every eye in the system was on a human who had no weapons, no military training, no superpowers. "Listen to it, Argus," Lena whispered. "Become one with it." The ship responded, engines and shields flowing perfectly with the node's energy. Lena sent synchronized pulses through the hull, adjusting in real time, nudging the energy without forcing it. The node pulsed once, twice, and then it stopped. The energy calmed. The entire system stabilized. The planets below were safe. The Aegis Prime floated in perfect balance with the node, unscathed. Outside, the fleets erupted in awe. No one had expected this. A human, not a general, not a veteran commander, not a legendary alien strategist, had accomplished what entire fleets could not. They communicated quickly across channels, spreading news of Lena's feat. "It's impossible," one alien commander whispered. "And yet she did it." "Humans, they are remarkable," another replied. "We misjudged them." Lena, exhausted but exhilarated, floated to the observation deck. The node's energy pulsed gently in the distance, now calm and harmonious. She smiled, feeling a deep satisfaction. "We did it," she whispered. Argus hummed, a warm, proud sound. "Indeed, human. Together we have achieved the impossible." That night, as Lena rested in her quarters, messages from across the galaxy arrived. Reports of her actions spread like wildfire. Humans, once dismissed as fragile, weak, or primitive, were now seen as thinkers, innovators, and problem-solvers capable of greatness. Leaders of alien civilizations sent congratulations, some in disbelief, some in genuine admiration. A human had done what they could not. And all it had taken was observation, imagination, and courage. "I guess we really are something special," Lena whispered to herself, smiling. Argus replied softly, "Indeed, humans are more than you know. You have shown the galaxy your value, not through weapons, but through ingenuity, adaptability, and the human touch." Lena looked out at the calm stars. She realized that this was only the beginning. Humans had been underestimated for centuries, but now the galaxy had a new standard of heroism. Strength was not enough. Thinking differently, adapting, and working with what the universe offered, that was power. "Tomorrow," she said softly, "we continue. There's more to explore, more to learn, and more to show them." The Aegis Prime hummed in agreement, alive and aware. Lena smiled, knowing that together, human and ship had not just survived, they had changed the way the galaxy viewed humanity forever. And somewhere deep in the stars, the galaxy itself seemed to recognize that humans had arrived, not as weak, fragile creatures, but as beings of creativity, courage, and brilliance. The human touch had won.